So let's catch up on the very latest happening at various councils, focusing on Johannesburg first. Councilors have started casting their votes for the Speaker position. Our reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones joins us from Brixton. Pule, what is the latest?
Well, very good afternoon, Sally. And yeah, as it is right now, they are still in the process of having to announce who the Speaker for the Johannesburg Metro will be. Different dynamic that we saw in the Ekurhuleni Metro, where we saw Mr. Dlamini taking it there, representing the DA, of course, supported by parties such as the EFF, actually say, amongst others as well. Quite interesting development there. But joining me now, of course, is a member of the ANC, Mam Nomvulam Kanani. Thank you for joining us on eNCA this afternoon. So there's been a quite triggering developments that have taken place in Ekurhuleni, and now we're seeing that the ANC has put forward the likes of Municipal as well as a possible ANC speaker. Are you confident that she will emerge?
Thank you very much. The ANC has got its own preferred candidates. We have fielded them, and in keeping with our spirit of participatory democracy, we are looking forward to the outcome that may end. We hope that it will be in favor of our own preferred candidate. But it's in the nature of democracy that whatever that may arise, the ANC will welcome it with humility.
Now, as you know, the hours count up, we do know that there's also last-minute decisions that are being taken as well, such as what we saw in Ekurhuleni just a few hours ago. Have you been in the latest coalition talks with some of the parties here?
We're continuing to talk to different parties that have put their weight behind the African National Congress, and we are quite humbled by that. There's a lot of interaction that has been happening here in the public galleries, and of course there are also interactions that are happening with the national leadership, the principals who are heading the coalition negotiations. Up until we finalize the program for today, there is continuous engagement and persuasion of each other.
There seems to be a bit of uncertainty in terms of who you're fielding the city of Tshwane, and that's actually convening tomorrow as well. I know firstly it was the likes of Frans Bushilo who would have taken it, but there's also, it seems to be not quite a lot of confidence in that name. Here is Mpomerane as well. Have you been in talks with the DA in terms of having to field him as a possible mayor here in the city of Joburg?
The NC has actually come out public post our National Executive Committee announcing who our preferred candidates are. So every political party knows that in Johannesburg we filled in Comrade Mpo Moerane and Eunice Mqina as the Speaker and Mpo as the Mayor. And as well as in the various metros and municipalities, we have the NEC approving the recommendations that came from the different panels. What is now emerging is again democracy in action. Of importance is that we have pronounced through the President that the African National Congress will live with any outcome that arises out of these processes, because we want to be seen respecting democracy. But we will go through these processes with a positive attitude that would wish to win, whatever the outcome, would wish to remain in the councils that are going to be constituted today and tomorrow.
Is it concerning that we are seeing a group, or rather an alliance of small parties coming together to try and unseat the ANC from most of these metros?
There are various smaller parties that are coming together, and there are those that are still with the African National Congress. We are managing those kind of relationships. It is of concern, of course, but as we have reiterated, this is democracy in action. And for the African National Congress, we will also be drawing a lot of lessons out of what has been happening. Just today from 8:30 in the morning, there's a lot that one has picked up and a lot that one would wish to share with our national leaders, with our provincial leaders, as I'm here with Comrade Panyaza on behalf of the province and Comrade Dada. We wish that these proceedings can go smoothly. Whatever the outcome, we must all go back and commit to serve the people of the city of Joburg.
Thank you very much for joining. morning.
Thank you.
All right, there you go, Sally. Quite a lot that's taking place, but I'm just going to ask my colleague, Mukhomotsi, just to show you her view of what's going on here. As you can see, these are just councillors now waiting for that decision that will be taken as to the announcement of the Speaker as well. Most importantly, what we know is that there's also been a statement, or rather alert, that's been released by the Action SA leader. Herman Mashaba says that he's going to be making an important announcement. It will be quite interesting to hear what is it that he will be wanting to tell the public. But like we are saying, Sally, there's that interesting dynamic of some of the parties such as Action SA, Freedom Front Plus, the DA, and now the EFF, surprisingly as well, now voting together in the Ekurhuleni Metro. And this is actually alarming for the ANC, just like we've heard, saying it's quite concerning. Nomvula Mkonyane reiterating there on record. So it will be interesting to see how this unfolds, and any moment from now we will be getting the name of the new Speaker of Johannesburg.
So it's likely to be, am I right, Eunice Mqina as the Speaker of Johannesburg. You said that Herman Mashaba, who, of course, who was sworn in as a councillor in Johannesburg earlier today, is going to make a big announcement for Action SA. Has he given any time when he's going to make that announcement?
Well, it has been a quite tense, Sally. We actually tried to get comments from Action SA early on. There hasn't been a response. I spoke to some of the guys in Action SA as well, who told me that they were not talking to the media for now until further notice. So they're probably just keeping their cards close to their chest. But what we do know is that Herman Mashaba did say that they will be releasing those details soon. But as it is now, the names put forward for Speaker vacancy is, of course, Eunice Mqina representing the ANC, and of course Vasco da Gama representing the DA.